So in today's video, I'm going over 6 things that I really hate about my 2019 BMW i8 Roadster. So you might be thinking like, come on, it's an i8 Roadster. What is there to hate about it? I mean, overall, I love the car. It is so amazing to drive. It looks spectacular, but there are definitely some things that I don't like about it. Okay, first thing on the list is these doors. While these doors are so freaking cool, they do require a lot of space to open. So if you park in a parking spot like this and then someone pulls up next to you, chances are you might not be able to get back into your car if the car is close enough. So yeah, if you look at it from this angle, you can see the car door comes out all the way here, and that's like a good 2 feet, and that makes it really hard to get out sometimes. So normally when you're seated in your car, right, when you're opening the door, you can kind of see where the door might hit the car next to you. In this car, you can't see because it's kind of blocked by this actual door panel. So you can't really tell, unless you have lots of experience opening the car, whether or not it's gonna hit anything. So multiple times I've had to actually tell the passenger to get out of the car first, and then just go and see if the door is gonna hit anything. So the way that the doors open, it's not like Tesla, the Model X, where the doors kind of go up and then out. This door, it just kind of swings out like this, and that's why it requires a lot of room to open. Okay, so another problem with these doors is that because of the curvature of the door, or like the design, these windows actually don't fully go down. So this is as much as the window will go down. That makes putting your arms up like this really uncomfortable. So not sure why they did it like that. But if you think about it, putting your arm this high looks kind of dumb. So it's not too big of a problem. It just kind of looks weird that there's a little bit of window hanging over the top. Instead, I just put my arms here and it's a lot more comfortable. All right, number 3 on my list of things I don't like about this car is how long it takes to charge it. This is where you charge the car, and basically it takes about 3 hours to fully charge your car. And BMW says you get about 33 miles of all-electric range, but in reality, I see about like 22, 25 miles of electric range. So 3 hours to charge for about 25 miles doesn't seem like it's really worth it, especially if you have to pay by the hour. I know my building is starting to charge $150 per hour, so $450 to get 25 miles of range, not worth it. All right, so now let's talk power, which brings me into my 4th thing that I don't really like about this car. So the BMW i8 Roadster only has 369 horsepower. And while that's, a good amount, it just doesn't perform like how it looks. And that's why a lot of people hate on this car. That's why they call it the i8. So situated in the trunk is actually this 1.5 liter turbocharged inline-3 gas-powered engine, and it puts out about 227 horsepower. So in the front, there's an 11.6 kilowatt-hour battery pack with 2 electric motors powering the 2 front wheels, and that gets you about 142 horsepower. That means in total we have about 369 horsepower powering this car, and while that is a good amount, it's not, it just doesn't match the appearance of this car. It gets 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4.4 seconds, which is slower than the Tesla Model 3. So that's definitely something I wish they could have worked on. They should have made this car a little bit faster just to match its looks, because it looks super fast. It looks like a spaceship, but it doesn't drive like one. However, it is really fun to drive. Like, don't get me wrong. It handles really well. The all carbon chassis is super rigid, so when you take turns, you don't hear any creaks, you don't hear any rattles or anything like that. It's low to the ground, but it's not that low where when you're driving it, it's gonna scrape everything that it touches. Okay, 5th thing that I don't like about this car is the interior. The interior is nice. It's really beautiful in this ivory leather, but it doesn't match the price point of the car. For a $165,000 car like this, I'd expect something that just like really blew me away, but this is more reminiscent of a more standard BMW, like a 2018 5 Series. The interior of this car just reminds me of like a normal, nice BMW. Nothing too spectacular. BMW built the i8 on a whole different platform. It doesn't share anything similar to any of their other cars, and that's why the exterior just looks so different. It doesn't look like a standard BMW. However, for the interior, they just went with what they're comfortable with, and that is the standard BMW interior. It's nice, it works well, the iDrive system is pretty good, but it just doesn't match up to the price point of the car. In terms of comfort though, like this car is so comfortable. It's more comfortable than pretty much any other car that looks like this. The only two cars that I can think of that come close in comfort are the Lexus LC500 and also the Acura NSX. So while the comfort in this car is amazing and makes it a very good daily driver, the interior is just not special enough for a type of car like this. Overall, I give it like a 7 out of 10. And finally, number 6, the trunk on this car is almost unbelievably small. It's one of the smallest trunks I've ever seen in a car. It's really hard to describe how small this trunk is, but when you see it in person, it's just like, it's crazy. I think you can probably fit one carry-on luggage, so that's pretty much it. Maybe 2 standard size backpacks. Yeah, it's just really small. But one good thing about this car is it does have a storage space behind the 2 front seats. So what BMW did was, when they made the Roadster version, they had to remove the 2 back seats because this is where the roof is stored when the top is down. Probably the most limiting factor about this car, which really hinders its practicality, is the storage space. But there is this little storage spot behind the 2 seats in the front, and you can definitely fit a good amount of stuff back there. Now, it's not anywhere as big as the 2 rear seats in the coupe version of this car. That car, you can actually use it as a daily driver because you can totally fit 2 full-size suitcases behind there. In this car, it's a little smaller, but let me just show you how much space is behind the 2 seats. So I'm gonna slowly move the seat forward. Okay. I have some photo stuff there, but just make it brighter. Alright. It's a good amount of space. It's where the speakers are, so if you put stuff over the speakers, I think the sound's actually blocked, but they're smart enough to think about that. So they created this little section where the sound actually can come out if that part is blocked. And there are these little cubby dividers that you can use and snap into place, just if you want to compartmentalize your stuff back here. So thanks for watching this video, you guys. Those are 6 things that I just don't like about this car. Overall, this car is amazing. Like, I fucking love it. And I'm so glad that I picked it up. But with any car, there's gonna be some things which you don't like. And just to make this video, I picked 6 things that sort of bothered me, but I could totally live with them. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos just like this. And I make tons of videos about personal finance and entrepreneurship. So if you want to check those out, make sure to join. Keep killing it. See you guys later.